Base family, we should be live right now. I told y'all I was coming right back.
That's right.
Back with the good brother, the 44 God. I'm back in the building with the 44 God himself, Blue Pillar.
Yes,
Welcome back,
indeed.
my brother.
Peace to the family. Peace, love, and light. Salute to you, Father Rich, your entire family.
Oh shit, my fault.
Yes,
Uh,
indeed.
I wanna
God can bada loaded. Manifest Destiny in stores right now, streaming on all platforms. Make sure you get to it, family.
indeed. Real quick, family, share this video, share the link, let everybody know Blue Pill's live right now. We
Yes,
about to
indeed.
go in real quick. Let me just share speak on a couple of businesses with y'all, black businesses out there that's important. First and foremost, family, it's coming up June 6th. How to make money in a new digital economy, self-banking, crypto ecosystem, metaverse, NFTs, altcoins, all that good stuff. Go to digitaleconomy.eventbrite.com for that, family. It's going down, all right? There was something. Okay, there we go. Hold up. I'm messing up here. I'm messing up. I'm sorry, family. I ain't got this thing together right now. But shout out to my brother Mike, Copper Child Mike L. The crowns that y'all see me wear throughout the show is provided by this brother. So make sure you hit the brother up at iSkateNY on Instagram, or the brother's number 212-256-1358. Get a crown for somebody you know. Your children, your mate, your uncle, or whoever. Make sure they wearing the crown. You know what I'm saying? We got to dress how we feel inside. It should be in alignment with each other. But yeah, besides that, family, I want to and I this ain't working today for some reason. But yeah, besides that, I want to give a shout out to my brother King Simon, one of the best when it comes to numerology. Helped me out, has helped me and my family out over the past decade. Yeah, there's not much that else to be said about the brother. The brother's one of the best. Hit the brother up on his phone. Text him your full name and date of birth, and be patient. He's got a lot of people getting at him who want this work, this numerology help in this work right here. So be patient with the brother, and he will respond to you when he has time available. But hit the brother up 347-496-1022, family. All right. And with that being said, man, Blue, man, so much. Oh man.
Let me
Yeah.
segue right real
Yeah.
quick, and please don't mind the drip.
Yeah.
But I put a
That's
post
real
up.
quick, Blue. That shirt. Who? That's the brother. What's his name?
Yeah, I'll keep along.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
No, the
athletics. My bad. Shout out
athletic.
to
Yeah,
Keep Along.
athletic. Yeah.
This is Jefferson with athletics. You know what I'm saying? Here go the Mansa Musa shirt. You know, we're gonna be talking about the coins. You feel me?
Indeed.
So yeah, this is a perfect segue for you to be mindful and remember who was the originator and progenitors of the coin, right?
Mm.
Right.
There
Who
you go.
originated this particular concept? Who's known for it? Who's templated it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is your information. These is your people. So with that being said, it's a perfect segue to talk about what's the last thing we just finished on?
Well, before we
Oh, King
start
Simon. So the other
yeah.
day I put a post up about angel numbers. I was critical of angel numbers because I said that that's a concept. It's a quote unquote new age concept that came from Doreen Virtue. And I tagged in the post and everything, and I was explaining to people that the person that came up with the explanation and the definition of what people use in this modern day context to explain angel numbers came out of the mind of a European woman, and I'm not with it. You feel me? I'm like, that's not explaining the other side of the coin, right? Numbers have two personalities, polaric information and energies that go along with these angles of light. So the angels that they're talking about is angles of light, right? Angular momentum. If you're speaking about angels, why not say what angel, right? All angels have names. They're ascribed particular times of the day that these angles of light come in. That's how you identify what these angels are and what their names are. So I'm just like, it's sloppy, to utilize that information in a way in which it's just feel goodism, right? But we're not dealing with the reality of it. Every time you see a 44, don't mean that your angel's with you. That's just not the reality of the situation. So by me saying that, that's not me saying that numerology is not a thing. Doreen Virtue came on my page and tried to say that for herself, that she denounces, you know, her utilization of numerology because she's a born again Christian now. And, you know, we don't prescribe to that. They got a goddamn book in the Bible called Numbers. You feel me? The whole Bible is a biblical code, a mathematical code. So I don't prescribe to that. So I'm saying all that to say that what King Simon does, what Lord Strayhorn does, right? These are mathematicians. They do different things with numbers. And we should be listening to the interpretation that comes from melanated minds about how they see these angles of light. How could someone who came out of darkness so late in the game tell you about the definition of light? I don't understand that.
Yo, you got the quotable already. Say that again. How can somebody who can say that again?
How could someone, a Johnny come lately who comes out of darkness, tell you about the definition of light?
Damn. That's real, Blue.
Right? And why would my ancestors be telling her the secrets instead of one of our own? Right? Our mothers, our nanas, our grannies, right, played numbers, and they were able to interpret dreams to come up with the meaning of numbers. We see numbers different, right? Numbers are shapes, numbers are things, numbers are colors. Stop allowing people to give you definitions and meanings about how you interpret your reality. You're missing out on this entire experience by living it through the lens of somebody else, and their lens is foggy. Right? They got apparitions on their motherfucking window. And you know, that's where those interpretations are coming from. And then she was telling them it's an archangel. Like, y'all gonna listen to that and not insist on finding out what the name of this archangel is? so you know, and that leads even into tonight's conversation and how I'm able to utilize a particular number to interpret reality, that number being the number 44. So yeah.
Indeed. Nah, I mean, wow, I didn't know all that was going on, and she hit up your Instagram and all that. Wow, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. Listen, there's so much going on right now, Blue. I want to start out before I know everybody want to hear the Kwame Brown stuff. I mean, he shook up the world. Before we get into that, Blue, it was a scary week for those investing in cryptocurrency. Man, the market. The crazy thing I seen. Red put up a meme talking about with Thanos, and they was like, yo, did you buy the dip? They was like, yeah. They said, how much you up? Nigga said minus 45%. Yo, and it's facts because I bought the dip, but the shit kept dipping. It kept dipping. So I'm like, God damn, it kept dipping. Is it a dip with that? Yo, but
there's levels to this dip, right?
Yeah, I caught the ETH Classic at I think it was at like shit, I forgot what it was. Hold on, let me tell you. Hold up, family. I think it was at like $56 when I caught it. Then it shit kept dropping. It dropped to like $44 or something like that. And I'm like, God damn. But it done shot back up, family. It done shot back up to like $80. So I don't, I know. But it was a little scary just seeing it fall like that, keep falling. I'm like, well, damn, when is it going to stop falling? So for those, and that's why, they tell us don't invest anything you can't afford to lose, because when you invest things you can't afford to lose, you start panic selling. And when you just invest in and you're not afraid to lose the money, you don't panic sell. So I learned that from the brother Crypto amongst a lot of other people. So yeah, man, I'm just happy right now.
I can't overstate the importance of guidance and tutelage and mentorship. You know what I'm saying? And people that are able to navigate right through these choppy waters. Right, currency is maritime. You feel me? Can you imagine what it's like being on the ocean at night in pitch black, right? Those waters get choppy, they get rough. You can't even see anything, but you have to have faith. You have to be able to hold on, right? You got to believe in things that you can't possibly see. You feel me? That's where faith kicks in. That's where, you can't necessarily say that you got to believe that you're going to make it through. And then you got to fix yourself to be like, yo, I know, I'm going to be able to see the light tomorrow. Those are affirmations that you're making. You're staking yourself to this universe, right? You're letting the universe know that you still plan to be here, that you have not given up, that you have not given in, that you're not shaken, that you don't let your circumstances around you dictate and define your reality. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I've been on water, choppy water at night, and you can't see nothing. You feel me? A whole nother type of faith kicks in.
Mm.
And, but I'm in for the long-term investment, even on the high seas, right? I'm looking to get from one point to another, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent,
Mm.
right? I'm not going on the high waters. I'm not going on the high sea on the waters with the option of sinking and failing, right?
Mm.
I mean, you hear narratives about people that they say swam from one end of the ocean to the other. What type of resilient, what type of faith, what type of drive, what type of will does that person have? Even to swim from Haiti to the US, which is 90 miles. Or is it Cuba's 90 miles? Either or, right? When I went to the UN in 2016, these diplomats from Africa who said that they was familiar with me from the videos from 125th Street. They wanted to talk to me about the quote unquote movement.
Mm.
And they were telling me about a 19-year-old. He's like, he's upstairs right now. He's from Senegal. You know what I'm saying? They say he swam over here on an inner tube.
Mm.
Okay. So they were speaking to me about, you know, um, getting more of our stories out throughout the diaspora, right? Our resilience, our fight, our vigor to want to live, and the things that we have been willing to do throughout our entire history to get to this very point. These stories need to be told so our people can hear these examples of resilience, right? And
Mm.
determination, right? And the length that we have been willing to go in order to achieve those things. The generation today would see themselves as somewhat lazy
Mm.
and not yet reflective of their ancestors, the shoulders that they stand on, right? Where these people used to walk 5 miles daily to school or to the store or to get water and bring it back balanced on their head, right? A different level of determination, a different level of the things that kick in when it's necessary for you to not only survive, but to thrive. So the people who are getting cold hands because they see a little dip, this might not be for you, because
Yeah.
the mentorship and the direction provided by the Brother Chicago blockchain, right, speaks specifically to not having your heart into this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's almost an oxymoron because money is very emotional. You know what I'm saying? Money is very emotional, but this is you conquering your lower self. This is you conquering the things that, have caused financial insecurity because they have harbored and drummed up, feelings of fear, of shame, right? Poverty is a very, it doesn't feel good. It's shameful. You know what I'm saying? It's very uncomfortable. It dredges up some of the worst feelings. So people have become financially insecure about even having these conversations, right? Or even speaking firmly like, oh, I'm in control of things. That puts you in a different conversation altogether because you've associated that with control, power, and rulership for so long, right? In our society, in our culture, we have an ethos that governs it that says cash rules over everything around me. But if you're not the people that print the money, you're already putting yourself in a subordinate or pecking order in a hierarchical, a dominance hierarchy. Or it's just this you amongst the epsilon males of your society. You're just talking about you being nigger rich amongst niggers, but not them niggas who cut your check. You feel me? Who you can't possibly have more cream than them, and credit didn't rule everything around you. Well, now crypto rules everything around you, right? So this is a necessary education, right? That we have to go through. I'm absolved in my own mind from um any feeling of, oh, we let the people down. God damn it, how long I've been saying that when Gemini season come, they're gonna knock the wind out of the market. And it happened a day before Gemini started. I was one day off. Sue me, okay? And I said in Taurus season, it's gonna, be an unprecedented bull run. That's what happened. It was led by the dogs, right? On the same day, right? The dog run started the same day that our beloved dog, you know, went into a comatose state, and that being DMX on April 2nd / April 3rd. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, we've already utilized our high level observations to make these calculations and these measurements, and we've shared them with the world so they can prepare themselves. Right? What's better than some information and preparation? You got the cheat code.
Yes.
And leading up to the 19th, right, when the market bled, right, that entire week, or the beginning of that strong cycle, should I say, we did same way that this is Moon Day, Monday, Market Magic Mondays, or however, we do the hashtag. I highlighted what Chicago crypto was saying. I highlighted what 19 Keys was saying a few days prior to that, and I did 2 lives with the brother BTC King. And the majority of these lives and what we were highlighting was telling people how to take profit. You know what I'm saying? And how to calculate when you take profit from a particular investment, because we just finished helping people make $1 million over cumulative amount of $1 million over that past weekend, or that strong end, because it ended very strong, right? When we all got in on a coin called Tekenu Isu. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But the shit, boom, we caught it the day that it launched. And accumulatively, it was 20 plus people in the room. We was in a mansion in Miami in the last day of the biggest crypto play ever tour. And everybody got in, and the people accumulatively made over $1 million in 2 or 3 days. So to turn around, and be so responsible to tell people, instead of splurging, instead of, doing things, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, know how to navigate and play this game, because that's just what it is. I'm sorry if I'm busting your bubble, and this shit is, because you take it so serious that I'm telling you something is ruffling your feathers, but it's a game, y'all. You feel me? And it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? And that's a perfect segue to what we're speaking about with Kwame Brown.
So before we get into Kwame Brown, tell me about the buck breaking. You just went to the showing or something. They had something in Atlanta.
Look, I'm segueing all of that together. You know what I'm saying? My shit, nothing is separate in my world, right?
Indeed. Because Kwame Brown is actually talking about corporate buck breaking.
Yeah, we're talking about the democratization of media, right?
Yeah.
And media is military. Media is a weapon of war.
You can say that again.
Right? Yeah. Media is military, and if we can never see that, if this was just theoretical for us, again, we can take observations of what's going on right in front of us, right? We are on a platform right now that is telling you in so many words what you can and what you can't say, right? At a time when we are celebrating the principles of a country who everyone is attempting to prop up still in front of the world, as if America has, lived up to her mandate of truth, freedom, justice, equality, you know what I'm saying, and all of them things. But how can you present and package yourself as such when you are operating in real time to suppress freedom of speech? You know what I'm saying? And this is the most pivotal time ever in our existence as a people, when we need to be able to weigh information, both sides of the coins. We're in the Gemini season, so we're going to talk about the other side of the coin, right? That's what happened in crypto when Gemini came in. The other side of the coin. Now you on the other side now. Can you deal with it?
Mm.
Because there's two sides to the coin, and actually three, right? We got to count the sides as well. So, you know, what exactly are we looking at? We're looking at the democratization of media, when now the rabbit has the gun, and people are now able to utilize these platforms in ways in which they have to be very genius. They have to utilize their ingenuity to navigate, right, the parameters of censorship, but you can tell your story, or you can compete against the lies with truth, right? So Tariq Nasheed has been able to successfully do that with the documentary format, right? Utilizing the format of the documentary and the vehicle of the DVD, right? He's been able to disrupt and penetrate the you know, this facade, you know, this veil, these lies that have not been challenged in a long time, especially utilizing the tools of media that's available to us, right? Editing, production, right? The fact that you can be independent and make your own documentaries and go directly to these distribution platforms and get them directly to the people without any middlemen, right? That's a democratization of an industry prior to which you would have needed millions of dollars to get into, right? So the internet and things of this particular era have disrupted that model and allowed people like Tariq to put together wonderful vehicles and get information to our people directly. You know, make us think, open our eyes, you know, shift paradigms. I wouldn't say that he's single-handedly responsible for the woke wave, but he has a big part to play, right? And what does that mean? Oh, that means opening eyes of people who maybe haven't gone down the necessary conveyor belt of consciousness, where you're like, oh, you know, the conveyor belt is the shit. You know how like one assembly line takes everything and puts it together? The conveyor belt of consciousness, that shit starts taking things off of you. Oh, Gucci hat, that goes shoot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got Chanel pearls. Beep. Right? Oh, take that hat wig off. Put these. So that's the conveyor belt of consciousness. The woke shit might be like, oh, you catch them when they still got the 16-inch eyelashes. Right? So they brain is changed and they seeing something different out of their eyes, but they still got to look through 12-inch eyelashes. Sometimes the optics might not yet work. So you waking people up in bodies that have not yet caught up to where their mind is at. That's what shit that you be seeing in the woke community. Right? And that's the people that Charlemagne has been championing by, you know, the people who feel, oh, I'm not going to have to go through the prerequisites of righteousness to get to where I need to get to in consciousness. I'm going to intake information from where I'm at, because here's somebody from amongst our ilk who speaks our language, right, but has enough ratchetness in him that he can actually, you know, introduce us to a concept of righteousness. You feel me?
Yeah.
So Buck Breaking, the documentary, is a clarion call to the world, right? That crackers need their ass kicked in public, right? And then we could talk about whatever we need to talk about. And you know, this is the eve of George Floyd, and this country supposedly got so much further and has progressed itself. But you know, that's supposed to be the period on a very long ongoing sentence, a run-on sentence that needs to stop, right? A period needs to come to that sentence, and then put a fucking exclamation point down, and we could start a new sentence after that, right? Point blank period. Somebody need their ass kicked. I'm sorry.
Let's
You know what I mean?
let's make sure this video stay up now.
I know, and that's just the cosmos speaking through me. You know, I'm having a convo with the cosmos, and it's uncut. Look, I'm not advocating violence. I'm saying do it with your tongue, do it with your efforts to save these babies, right? Do it with being more resilient in the race that you are in to win it, right? To lap it. Do it uncompromisingly. Do it unapologetically. You feel me? You can do it with your mind though, right? I'm saying, look, you know where you're at, know what you're dealing with. And especially now, because we're under this particular program, right, where they have put shots in half of the population of this country, allegedly. As careful as I'm going to be, because we do want this particular broadcast to exist, it's time to speak truth, like unapologetically. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do that to compromise anybody. I'm just telling you where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Indeed. So with the buck breaking, one of well, let me put this back. One of the things that Kwame Brown is talking about a lot is the fact of how these corporations get people like me and you to do the dirty work. So we got the Stephen A. Smiths, we
Not
got
not
the
me.
Charles Barkley, we got individuals who may have a fitted hat on like me or look like they're from the hip hop community,
Yeah.
but they're doing the bidding of their corporate masters.
Yes. Again, he's just speaking about the latest iteration of what plantation politics looks like,
Plantation
right?
politics.
I'm gonna empower you from amongst your flock and put you on a platform, right? And give you a semblance of power. Your power is access. And based on access, right? Based on access and your level of accessibility, you have access to what? Resources, which is this platform, which is this Rolodex, you know what I'm saying? Which is these contacts, which is this industry, which is this machine. With that now comes your influence. So now you're accessible, right? People know how to get directly to you, but you're going to speak about my program, right? You're going to speak of, you're now my mouthpiece. You have been handsomely bought and paid for, like your predecessors of the past. Because if we talking about reincarnation, some of these niggas was the sellouts back then, right? Because we're just back with the same cast and characters. People think, oh, somebody's getting washed out. No, not unless your bloodline gets effectively ended do you lose the opportunity to come back here. But bitch ass niggas have been reincarnated as well. You feel me?
Right.
And yeah, so this is the mandate. We at the species terminus point right now, where a majority of the bloodlines are going to get cut, and then the other ones will survive and subsist, and hopefully propagate a new species. Because this shit is shot. They have figured out how to do, what I'm saying, high tech lynching. You know what I'm saying, and high tech cooning. And all of this, and the people have been getting splashed with all of this coon juice for too long, and it's seeped in them. And then, niggas coonery, the epigenetics of niggas coonery is coming to the surface as well.
The epigenetics of niggas coonery. Okay.
Yeah. And then you get niggas with the comedic epigenetics, you feel me, versus the niggas with the coon epigenetics. And the casting characters is back. And we under the same situation under different circumstances based on what the props look like. But this is still a repetitious cycle that is replaying itself. If time exists centrifugally, past, present, and future, shit, we going through what our people just went through. And my thing is this: put this in perspective, baby. Right? Let's listen to this, people. Just listen to this and look at this. If in the 1900s slavery just ended and there were people that were being born in the 1900s that were either born to quote unquote slaves or ex-slaves, themselves slaves, or witness slaves, right? Then their next generation, they have propagated, let's say in the 1930s, their children, let's say they lived for 70 or 80 years, they would have just died in 2000. So how many generations are we removed from people who physically either one participated, bore witness to, right, or were in direct connection and correlation to people who have advanced that particular line of memory, that genealogical line, which is embedded in women's mitochondria and embedded in our bodies in way of water as memory, and blood as your ancestors. This ain't that long ago. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. And they just passed legislation in 1955 that takes all of those falsehoods off of the record, and in 64, 65, giving you your civil rights. We only know, okay, so that would mean that we about 55 plus years removed from them giving people quote unquote civil rights, where on law it was a equal playing ground where they couldn't use certain legalities to suppress your right for quote unquote just to be seen on an eye-to-eye level as a human being. And you are the progenitor of all human beings on this planet, right? You, melanated woman, is Eve. You are the mitochondria that all of this comes from. But you had to get the last dibs. You had to get the, so he talks about feminism as a movement, how they utilize mitochondrial Eve to forward their plans and their propaganda and their agendas. Fast forward to where we're at right now. I mean, it was just so perfectly put together, and it couldn't have come at a better time, especially with the backdrop conversation taking place being Kwame Brown, right? Who now has democratized platforms of media to fight back against the militarized media that was being utilized against him because they wanted to kill him as an archetype, right? He represents the runaway slave. He's the nigga that you bring out in public and you whip and you prod and you probe, right? And you violate him and you castrate him. They are able to do that now through the media, through character assassination, right? Niggas can tar and feather you on a fucking meme, bro. And discredit your contributions to humanity. So who and what did he represent in terms of his contributions to humanity? He was the runaway slave. He came out of high school and went straight to the league. You feel me? And by that, what? You have deprived
the colleges,
cultural institutions, right? Christian-based cultural institutions, the Western world, from making millions plus dollars off of their slaves. They're still looking at it as what? Bodies that they profit off of, you know, in a way in which that will be considerable to slavery, right? How much did you make off of this person's sweat equity? Oh, I made $3 million. How much did you pay them? I paid them $300. Nigga, that's slavery on a different name. Right? Media will have you thinking different. Oh, how many hours sweat equity you put into a week? I put 40 hours into the job. How much do they give you back? I make $1,500. Nigga, I made that in 2 hours. You know what type of money's out here for you to get in exchange for your sweat equity? Nigga, that's slavery in a different name. That's why you call it a plantation that you got to go into. And this is not to disrespect people's vocation, their 9 to 5 or anything. I'm saying that, you know, in this new paradigm, in this new world, it's not going to be no longer looked at as equitable once you understand the value of your time, right? Once you understand the value of your time and what we're able to do with a minute, it's no longer going to be able to mentally make sense and work for you. Because you're getting the short end of the stick, especially the way that this particular system pulls at every piece and part of you to get every piece and parcel of your coin. They splitting your penny up 1,500 different ways before you get a piece of that pie.
You know, and one of the things Kwame talked about a lot, and also they talked about in Buckbreaking, the movie, is masculinity. And it seems like, you know, when we talk about the woke movement and we think about I mean, we could say Tamika Mallory. Who do you think of when you think of wokeness? You think of Charlemagne, you think of BLM, you might think of Angela Rye. I don't know. Those are just some names that's one of the things that you do not see at all in the woke movement is black masculinity. That does not exist in the woke movement.
With the exception of my folks, Hawk Newsom, and they won't put cameras on him, right? because he speaks from his heart and he's very passionate. You know what I'm saying? And he has a semblance of masculinity on him, that he's non-compromising. And I've seen him go to total European conventions, and they have to acquiesce to his power, to his stance. He won't bend, buck, or break, and it makes them change direction. They don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see that. You feel me? So yeah, it's not on display. You know, of course, he spoke in the documentary how that has been, you know, intertwined with the LGBT community, you know what I mean? And you don't really see, again, that uncompromising alpha masculine male representation that speaks directly to what the issue is, but speaks on, you know, how we gonna put together the solution. You know what I mean? And oftentimes, you know, that's all that's needed. That's all it takes. You feel me? And yeah, bro, you know, he represents that frequency. He represents that energy. You know, he's pulling from his Gullah Geechee roots. You know what I mean? And he's standing on that. He's speaking about what? Interpreting dreams, you know? He's speaking about mama's cooking.
Mama seasoning.
Talking about mama seasoning. You feel me? He's also talking about the power of observation, right? I watched you niggas. Right? Patience. This is a hunt. The time just got right. Jupiter went into Pisces and he jumped off at the same time. He's a Pisces, right? Pisces governs dreams. You know, Pisces governs the whole aspect of mysticism. You know what I'm saying? He's using media as magic. Gullah Geechee. He has seized these platforms and he is turning it inside out by making one person against multiple systems.
He had about 40,000 people live on his live stream today. It's amazing.
Right?
Shout out to that brother.
Multiple systems simultaneously by speaking truth to power and poking holes so you can see directly through it, that it's a through line when it comes to how they buck break these people across industries, and then all of them, you know what I'm saying, just align to parakeet and parrot the same things. And now with the shot debacle, you can see, right, how that works and what the payoff is and how they've built up to progress to this very point where these same people are now potentially pushing you a paradigm of death. I mean, they already have been pushing you a death culture. Now it's just like shit. Yeah, it's levels to this death thing, right? Very irresponsible of these characters. You dig what I'm saying? I don't see enough things that they would speak to the love of the people, the love of self, the love of your heritage, the love of your legacy, the love of no love, you know, and how you gonna get love? Like this industry don't got no love in it. This industry ain't built on love. Niggas don't love you, Stephen A. Smith, bitch ass nigga. I'm sorry.
Yo, Kwame said how Stephen A. used to go to the colleges and trash him in front of the, you know, the young boys because it was all about money. It was all about the colleges. Creating a narrative that if you go from high school to the NBA, you might ruin yourself.
We have to destroy the archetype. We have to destroy the motif, and by any and all means, we have to destroy the runaway slave, right? By any and all means. And if I can't physically put my hands on you, I'm gonna destroy your character. I'm gonna besmirch you, right? I'm gonna make you somebody who people don't want to be compared. You don't want to be like Kwame. You want to be like Mike, right? Mike went to NC, one of the most racist institutions in the in you know,
in the country,
college sports.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he propped up that institution only to do what? Become a professional player to tell you that Republicans wear Jordans too. You understand? Where that nurturing comes from. And I witnessed this, you know, in a situation, a primal situation. around niggas in a primal self, incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
Young men, in particular, young black men who have been raised and trained by coaches, have a tendency to see white men as authoritative figures. So these niggas would be so rambunctious, right? But when the white shirts came around, they would press the gate and speak to them about sports. And the white boy knew he can always utilize sports as a throughway to open and engage a conversation with these rowdy rebels, right? And then eventually program to be like, yo, this nigga over there is a problem. We don't like problems. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to keep the game on, you feel me, until 11:30 at midnight, I think you should handle that problem for us. And then them niggas will go into action. You feel me? I seen this shit. So niggas can't tell me different. Like, they have been programming prime to look at European men as authoritative father figures based on their interaction with them early in sports, right? That's where this shit takes place. So, you know, man, listen.
Yeah, no, I mean it's real. So what do you think about
I mean, again, this is the buck. This is the buck, right? I was in Virginia. These was country fed, cornbread fed niggas, right?
Right.
And this is how the police referred to them. Like, oh, these niggas is bucks. Feel me? So it's the same thing, bro. It takes place the same way. It takes place in the prison system, the same place it takes in the sports, you know what I'm saying? Arenas or systems or industries is the same way that it takes place in corporate, same way that it's going to take place in the media field that is positioning people who they've already broken. Now they just putting suits on niggas that's broken and putting them in front of a camera and desk. And they're parroting the script. No matter, you know, they might say something good once or twice, and then they're gonna deep dive off the side. Right? What the hell happened to Jamel Hill?
She's part of that woke movement that we was talking about. That's that, you know,
so right, you know, so you know, in the woke movement is like, so that would be a tingling of what we're saying. This is the latest iteration. Woke would be like civil rights, and then the conscious at that time would have been revolutionary. This not sitting with politicians. This not taking photo ops. This not invited to the White House. They're in the trenches. They're on the front line. They're the ones that have been typecast by the police and the military to be executed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now we can't reform them. We can't control them, and they're not for sale. They got to go. Right? Yeah, these niggas is messing the script up. You feel me? And then you find elements in the civil rights movement who were moles, who, you know, who work for both sides. And it's the same thing with the woke movement. And the movie showed you that. You know what I'm saying? The movie showed you that in so many ways, you know. Like I said, it couldn't have come at a better time. Salute to Tariq Nasheed. Salute to Dr. Phil Valentine, right, for his commentary. Salute to the Elder James Small. Salute to Brother Jabari. Salute to Rizza Islam. Salute to Sister Erica Lachey, right? She was dropping it. Lord Jamal was dropping it. A few other people was in the jump off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. You feel me? But it got a lot of information in it. Has a lot of information in it, and you know, I didn't walk out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it alone. Let me some
hey, when you see what Levar Ball,
thank you.
has, you can hear me right? You can hear me right, Blue?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. When you see because Kwame Brown mentioned Levar Ball, and he came on the scene, and we didn't see anything like that before in a long time. And the media immediately made him out to be a crazy man and an overprotective father. he was just like his energy. They did not like. They had him on there because he drew so much ratings, and
Yeah.
they got so many ratings. But they really did not like, especially women. The woman, on the, not women in general, but the women on the networks, the ESP networks,
The commentators,
the
right?
commentators, they weren't too, happy with the way how he presented himself.
They said that his masculinity was toxic.
So talk to me about Levar Ball. Is he a good example of what we talk about in terms of how we gotta, a strong masculine, alpha male? Is that what you would refer to when we use the word alpha male?
In his regards, yeah, he would come across as an alpha male in that particular demonstration. You know how they have girl dads. Well, he was a father. You know, a daddy's father. You know, he was the prototype of what an uncompromising father. You know, who's involved in their child's life, um, from the beginning stages, seeing the potential in the child from a beginning stage, pouring into that child, you know what I'm saying, being there through all of the steps. And then when you get to, the pinnacle point, you're not just going to relinquish control. You know what I'm saying? He's teaching ownership to these children, and he's teaching how to not only see your worth and your value, but how to leverage it and make these people come to the table and value you different. Be a change agent. If you have the power to do so, why not shift the culture? He did it in a way in which was kind of scary to white America because he was very assertive. And again, that represents a prototype, a prototypical melanated man who's assertive in society has a propensity to also be an angry black man. And that man, utilizing the machinery of media, is prone to say anything out of his mouth. So he can't be trusted. He has to be, who's this nigga's handler? Remember, I was in media. I am in media, but I was behind that iron curtain long enough to know. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the person that did the interviews. I had to go through the handlers, my nigga. Very few people did not have a handler. That's a no-no in the industry. Right? We were typecast and uninvited to a lot of places because we didn't have handlers. And they like, you can't be around certain shit without handlers because you're prone to see anything. You know what I'm saying? And we can't have the freedom of speech in this space. You feel me? So I was thinking about this, over the strong end as I was doing the knowledge of my own mind to be like, this is a different dynamic that we're bearing witness to, seeing somebody utilize their platform in such a powerful way. Um, I'm like, social media democratizes the fact that everybody has a voice now, right? Everybody with access technically has the ability to exercise their freedom of speech, right? But the way that um this society, this world, this industry in particular has moved on the population, they're like, no, everybody can have a say. Everybody can have free speech. Everybody can have, access, free access to these platforms. You know what I'm saying? We have to control who says what. Because if everybody's saying something and we want what we're saying to cut through, how do we compete? They don't even want to play fair. Right? They like, no, we just gonna turn you niggas mics off. We're gonna push y'all in the corner, and they can only hear what we gotta say about what we saying is right for the people, even though it's not backed up by any information. Right? Democracy rules in a democratic system. So they like, as long as we're the ones saying it loudest and we're saying it the most, and we have the people who are most influential echoing it and parroting it, then we win the war. But they don't even want to play fair. Right? They don't even want to play fair. I was thinking about RZA and the fact that the article came out and they said that, oh, they can trace all anti-shot disinformation to 12 people.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. 12 people. I see that, man. I seen that. Crazy, man.
They
Crazy.
playing with y'all. They playing with y'all with these numbers. Shout out to Raku. He put a video up the day before that, and it was speaking about there's only 12 people on this planet. So it's just they're utilizing, these numbers and these words, and it's wild what's being attempted. And what that means is that there's 12 archetypical people on the planet, right, under these 12 signs that have reduplicated themselves. 12 times 12 is 144. That is the 144,000. 12 times 12 will multiply and continue on to give you all of the amount of people that are in circulation in society. So technically, yes, there are only 12 people. So those 12 people is disinformation. No, they like shit. Everybody should know the truth, but they have to compete against a mountain of lies, that have been told, by the same platforms out of the same mouths, you know what I'm saying, and represent the same type of people that Kwame Brown is speaking out against in his personal plight, to put some respect on his name, you know what I'm saying, and to protect a family legacy, and to be a dignified father in the eyes of his child, who doesn't always have to hear, you know what I'm saying, baby, give me 1 second, please. Don't always got to hear all of this propaganda being spewed about how you put on in the world when the statistics don't match what's being said about you, right? Where he's like, yo, why we can't utilize analytical information to see even what y'all saying is true, and y'all been saying it for 20 years. Right? Driving children to the slave catcher directly to the plantation so massa can make a few million off of you in your 4-year run before they kick you, you know what I'm saying, to the small hats over there that's gonna make a few billion off of you.
User by real quick. I'm sorry, Blue. The user by the name of Common Queen. I blocked you by accident, Queen. I apologize. I don't know how to put you back in on this broadcast. I'm gonna have to do it later on or something like that. But I apologize, Common Queen. Going on? No, yeah, I had to get rid of people are, and I might as well say what the troll said. The troll commented on your beads, and he was like, what's up with that necklace, you beta male? And often, I know it's ridiculous, but our concept of masculinity is so removed that a brother who wears something cultural, they don't know. We don't even know how to interpret it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Again, again, Kwame is speaking for people who are subjugated to other people's, observations of what you think is whatever you think it is based on what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Without speaking to the facts of the matter. I mean, this is a piece of technology. This is Ormus gold with acacia wood, and it's a superconductor. And, I utilize this for amplification of my field. You know what I'm saying? This is actually allowing my alphaness to extend and have people in my vicinity benefit from it. My nigga, this is technology. So again, it always would help to just ask a question and obtain, the information first before we rush to judgment, right? So the people who unfairly get thrown in those places without going through the fullness of your observation, this is what this campaign is pushing up against. You feel me? It's pushing up against. That's the level of bitch assness in this society, in this community, is gotten to a point where, it has created circumstances where a person like a Kevin Samuel could have a full-blown affair speaking about the breakdown of relationship because things are so lopsided. So I mean, it's open terrain and free territory for the pickings because shit is topsy-turvy, man. This is the bizarre world that we're in right now. Shout out to Uncle Hanky, man. Yeah.
The relationship dynamic is just totally it's out the window right now. I mean, man, it's crazy out there. You know what I want to ask you, Blue? When we're talking about that alpha male energy and Kwame Brown talking about that and how that's missing in the media, it's not allowed in the media. When we think of, I just named one dude, Levar Ball, and I'm gonna name another dude who people think of when you talk about alpha male energy in the media. That's Shannon Sharp. So we got Levar Ball and we got Shannon Sharp. Both of those brothers are married or were married to white women. Now, my question to you, a big complaint with brothers is that they can't exert a certain level of masculinity with black women. But white women allow them to exert a certain level of authority that they did not have when they dealt with black women. So is it any coincidence that the only two brothers on media that have that alpha male energy is married to white women? And do you see any connection between brothers being able to express that energy more with white women, more so than with our queens out here?
I think I'm not answering that. You trying to get me killed out here?
No, like, man, listen.
My lady, she just trying like
she looking at you like, nigga. Well, you're a part of a different community. You're in a unique space where you don't have to go through that. But I'm talking about the 85 out there who may not be a part of no conscious circuit network or anything like that, and he's just dealing with a regular sister out there. Do you think he connect with that statement of them being able to communicate better with white women with their masculinity?
when brothers have given their own explanation as to why they've, switched sides or, did that, that's one of the talking points that they use, right? I mean, they speak on that. So I can only repeat what's being said if this is what people are saying out of their own space, and that reflects, right, their sincerity. Where they like,
even real quick, even you mentioned, I'm sorry, Blue, you mentioned Kevin Samuel. One of the things when I watch several of his shows, he always tells the woman, he even got a little disrespectful. He told his sister, pull your dick out. She was like, what? He was like, pull your dick out. You want to do this, you want to do that. He's like, that's that modern woman shit. So yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I've heard this before, that brothers feel like, the sisters is masculine, they masculine, that's not going to work out, so I might as well get me a white girl. But I just want to throw that in your guy, Blue. Whew. Now his shows get like, yo, this dude, man.
I had to get some water. Wow, shit. Bro, we are observing reactions to being in a very unnatural state. You know what I'm saying? As a result, again, we're speaking on effects, not necessarily causation. So we can make observations of the effects. What are the effects? That melanated men have been driven from the natural state of relationship with melanated women because of the hormonal imbalance in our community. And when they look in the mirror and they see her, they see somebody who has now taken on more testosterone or more what they would consider a manliness, because she has to now compensate for a lack thereof in society, community, and the over chemicalization of her, right? Because there's so much estrogen that now she's converting that to testosterone. But her environmental conditions also has made her have to quote unquote man up, because men weren't present doing man shit that was necessary for the propagation of the species. She's raising the goddamn child, right? And she has to be a provider and a protector. That's not her natural role, right? Or she lives in a community that is considered, this is a jungle or wild terrain, and women are no longer afforded the unsolicited protection of melanated men in those communities anymore as well. They the ops. So, they like, yo, I need femininity in a different package. I gotta go and look for it in another community. And certain communities have not been interrupted by those social dynamics. They have not been interrupted by those social engineerings. And I don't, again, it has to be a consortium of factors that does these particular things that pressurizes these women into these spaces, because the Europeans are kind of like eating estrogen too. They eating the same food, but they are, what certain men say, more um subservient. Is, I don't know if that's the right word to use in that particular manner, but they'd be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, Becky with the good hair, you know what I'm saying, she listened to the God and shit, she be checking for me, you know, she wake up and say Grand Rising and shit, she don't got a me mug, you know. And that's that's what men are saying. And I guess they're identifying with the effect. The harder or the more important conversation would be, how do we speak about and get to the underlying energy of the causation, right? Because the causation is the social factor. Just like we talk about the LGBT community, that's focusing on the effects. Those people have already been, quote unquote, if we're saying that over chemicalization is something in the community that is converting these children into confused genders and what have you, then those are effects. You're saying that those people are victims of a propagation of war, right? Silent weapons for quiet wars or what have you. So they've already been tagged, and then they're making the best out of an unfair situation or circumstance, rather than just wearing that victimhood throughout life. But the causation would be, yo, all right, if this is happening, why not attack the causation, which is the over chemicalization of our population? So we should be putting a moratorium on any of those foods that we feel is necessary, for creating these things, or anything that's unfairly creating spikes of estrogen in our community. And then we should revisit the conversation about the THC that Wesley and other scientists are bringing information to the forefront about. You know what I'm saying? And we should ban soy-based products in our community. You know what I mean? We should emphasize, how do we clean our air? How do we take the chemicals out of the water that the other scientists would speak? If we were serious about, yo, this is nothing that we can continue because it's killing our community and putting us at a deficit population wise and availability of masculinity, and our children are seeing this, right? Boom. We need to attack the causation, because people that have access, right, to mold and form and shape society, they're always gonna mold it and form it and shape it in accordance with their agenda. So what is these people's agenda? Their agenda is transhumanism, right? Their agenda is the merging. If you're saying that they are a propagated species that was born out of the mind of a melanated mind, and then they were born into a recessive mode, as I explained the other day, they're always going to be exercising FOMO. What's FOMO? The fear of missing out. A recessive mind is always in a state of FOMO, right? Because a recessive mind always has the last pick of the litter. It never has access to anything primary, everything secondary. And you can't leave life up to chance like that. So this particular recessive mind that was always in a state of FOMO decided to do something about it initially, right? How do I get the prime pickings? Because I can no longer, you know, um, depend on scraps. You feel me? So a FOMO mind, is going to always approach reality from lack. And the fact that Western mind is the engine and the vehicle that is the undergirding of Americanism, which is the largest religion on this planet, people are living their lives through a Western lens, right? That is FOMO in nature. You know what I'm saying? Whereas we like, yo, we not. We don't have a fear of missing out. We understand the principle of abundance. We always have access. We are galactical people. You know what I'm saying? We just out of our minds at this particular time. So the effects look so crazy. We gotta attack the causation, right? We have to attack the causation. You have to remove the Caucasian from your mind. Yeah, thank you. That part.
Indeed. No, excellent, excellent answer, my brother. Um, In terms of besides beta alpha males, you hear the term beta males that from Kwame Brown and him talking about Stephen A. Smith and the usual the rest of them that he was talking about.
Matt
Who's the other guy?
Barnes,
Yeah, Matt Barnes.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, all of them.
And the Stephen Jackson, that's the only thing that I'm quite, I don't know the brother personally, but I do know a lot of people that know him, and they speak about his character in the way in which I've always heard positive things about Stephen Jackson. And to me, it's an interesting juxtaposition because, again, like I said, this is the anniversary of George Floyd, and George Floyd and Stephen Jackson were considered twin. We're in a twin season. And like I said, the gematria of George Floyd or Big Floyd is 44. And then, even Derek Chauvin was 44 years old when he killed them. And the 44s, they came up with the jury verdict at 140. It's just a lot of 44s, with the George Floyd situation. So now to see Kwame Brown and he's a 44 resonator, I'm like, yeah, this is an interesting connection, an interesting juxtaposition as it comes around full circle. And again, it speaks to the power of people's platforms and what do we, it's a year in review, right? It's tomorrow make a year. You got to review the year. These are markers and times that you review the year, unlike the new year. I'm gonna think when George Floyd come at 12 or what have you and reflect tomorrow and I'm hearing all this media, I'm going to think about last year this time. And that's how I'm going to view that cycle. Mm-hmm. So it's like, Stephen Jackson, was he doing with his platform what was consistent with having a global stage to speak about your homie that went down as the most important body ever in humanity? You feel me? Mm-hmm. Look how much Kwame Brown has been able to do in less than a week with that same access to platforms. In a word. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely.
So he's dragging these niggas. Yeah.
No, I definitely hear what you say. Give me a couple of questions to get Blue, family. Give me a couple of questions to get Blue. I'm interested in what y'all thinking out there. A lot of interesting conversations taking place and happening. We talking about the buck breaking documentary. We talking about the the whole situation with Kwame Brown, and everything that's going on in the media with that. The attack of this masculine energy. Yeah, good conversations happening. And
again, yeah, like I said, I'm at the space where I understand, that we react, we respond to effects in society. You know what I'm saying? That's the active principle. Those are the things that we can see. But what about the mind, right? What about the causation? What about the things that we can't see, right? It's the undergirding, underlying principles that put that action into motion. We got to attack those things. We have to investigate. We got to shine light on those things. We have to become, at least, again, for our people, because there is a death march taking place. You know what I'm saying? They're coming for them. And we again, I'm still going to utilize the necessary language to make sure that this live exists. I'm just saying, the proof is out there, right? They're coming for our people with propaganda that will put them in a predicament that is not cool and it's irreversible. And you are declaring war on a species, right? This is soft genocide that we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be a little bit more aware of that. Right? So what's the causation? You feel me? The causation is automation. The causation is transhumanism. The fact that they are, like I said, they have automated business. So people be like, yo, why would they get rid of us? They need us to buy things. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's not the nature of it anymore. You know what I mean? You're not needed. You're a useless eater. They've been saying this forever and a day. I'm not saying it. I'm just reminding you about what was being said. So when you look at how they moving right now, right, you'll be able to see this thing for what it is.
Indeed.
And make all of the necessary adjustments that you need to do to protect yourself and your family so you could propagate the species. Right? This is about your blood and your bloodline. Nothing else. You feel me? Kwame Brown is defending his bloodline and his blood. Nothing else. Right? You're not gonna muddy that.
Let me get to this question, Blue, real quick. Troy Lake says, Brother Rich, can you ask Blue, how do we control this energy that we are receiving? Because it seems like I'm getting overly aggressive.
Gotta
breathe, huh?
Gotta breathe, you know. When you rise in the AM, you feel me, after you take your gold water and you get, you know, some more energy in you, you know what I'm saying? After you pop in those gummies and you get some more energy in you, right? And I got a package on on the way up, Father Rich.
Okay.
You know, you get that spark more, so that smart more in you, and you get some of that water in your body, you know, that key lime squeezed in it. You should practice breathing, right? Bringing yourself into balance by way of breathing. So once you kind of like have rehearsed this enough with yourself and you put yourself on repetitious autopilot, when times of the day pop up and things get real heavy, you can automatically get into that space and just slow it down with the breathing. This is gonna be a hot summer, y'all. And with the heat and with them solar flares and all of this activity, you're gonna have you're gonna be very impulsive. You're gonna be very impulsive. There's gonna be a lot of triggering. So you have to be able to breathe and discern. You know what I mean? And when they show them goddamn, you know, people are and that's another thing. Like when you come into this contact with this information about these crafts and these entities, a lot of people are going to get into panic states. It's going to get real heavy for a lot of people when they come into contact with this information. Make sure that that's not you, family. Get ready. Prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're about to witness the next level of Earth 2.0. Real talk.
Indeed. Okay. What are Brandon Bridges wants to know? What are the different aspects of a 44 resonator like Kwame? What are the connections between the disciplines of numerology and gematria?
Well, 44 programmers, 44 resonators, you know, like a Kwame Brown, whose name in gematria equals the number 44. Again, these are people who have the ability to structure society. He's doing it with his access to the world because of his platform, right? So if we want to look at a number like 22 as a master builder number, then what the hell is a number 44 if it's two master builder aspects? So these people can shape society. They can change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? They can shift things. The 44th president was the president of change. He had the ability to change things, right? 44 is a cube. The cube represents reality. It represents this construct. It represents this matrix. You know what I'm saying? The cosmic cube in the Marvel universe, they were telling you what? That you can shape reality. Time and space was controlled by the cosmic cube because all things of reality are contained within that cube, right? So you just got to focus on the shape. You don't even got to focus on the people. Put them all in the box and just control the box. Why focus on controlling all the people? I just got to focus on this number. The number is encompasses the people. All the people come under that particular jurisdiction. Who you know that don't got blood? Who you know don't live in a box, my nigga? We all live in a box and we all got blood and we all breathe and we all exist right now under this age of Aquarius energy, and we're all, subjected to iron and magnetism, which is Mars, which is also 44, and we are all part of a family dynamic. A man and a woman got together to make a child. That's 44. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's typecast on you in so many ways. Why not just focus on the number? Why focus on all of this other intangibles? Right? If I can manipulate the number, goddamn, I'm gonna touch everything that's connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I be showing people that that's how I do it every day when I be online, playing with the number on my black mirror, which is my trestle board. Look, I got a real black mirror now.
Oh, you got one?
Hmm?
No, let me see it. What you got?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Dope.
See it?
Yeah. Dope. Dope.
Yeah, man. So, you know, it's an interesting time, Father Rich. It's really an interesting time because our people hella cool, man. We the coolest people on the planet. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We got so infuriated by what we saw last year, with the assassination of George Floyd, that, people broke all COVID protocols and hit the streets in the millions, man.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw nothing like that in my life, what I seen last year,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you know how many people done died from this shot,
Mm.
right? More people that died in the World Trade Center already have died
Mm.
from this shot, and they have
Mm.
pricked half of the population.
Mm.
What is it going to take for 1 billion people to take to the streets to fight for humanity,
Mm.
right? How long is this continue to go on without the people pushing back and fully understanding what's being done to them? If I see another person with a magnet attached to their arm, right? And I got attacked on social media when I put that video up the first time and I showed people what was taking place. And I had, you know, I don't know the exact science of what can possibly be taking place, but hypothetically, I was able to just utilize my own mind to say, is this possibly what might be happening? And I got attacked for thinking out loud in public, but people can't deny what they're seeing now, right? So the truth tellers, we take the arrows, we people shoot they shot and everything, but time is always on our side. You feel me? Because the truth don't have no expiration date. They'd be like, I got time today. You feel
Mm.
me? Don't matter how long I took to get here. I'm a Scorpion. You know how long Pluto take to rotate, right? We got
Mm.
patience. We'll take our time, but we gotta
Mm.
get around to the truth, right? And once you bear witness to it, you'll never forget it. It can't go nowhere. It's gonna be all in your dreams,
Mm.
you know? Like Kwame Jackson or Kwame Brown for that matter says, like, these niggas is in my dreams now. You feel me?
Dope, man. Yo, let's see what else. Let me get another question, Blue. Let me get another question. Um, y'all got some questions here? Let me see. Let me see. I don't see any questions. There's a lot of you. There's 1,600 of y'all in here. I should be seeing some more questions
Yeah.
from the family.
Y'all got no commentary,
Some
no feedback. Y'all want to
for
talk about causation?
yeah. Somebody said, "Do we always come back under the same sign?"
I don't think so. No,
Right. That
I
might
don't think so.
defeat
I
the
want y'all to
purpose.
look up something called the Silver Gate, right? They don't speak about this a lot either. There are two periods and points in times when souls come in and when souls leave, or as it's identified in the cosmos. Right now, we are in the Silver Gate, which deals with the time between Taurus and Gemini. This is when souls come into the planet. So it's very interesting again to see that this is when they do or this is when these high rituals take place. George Floyd was killed last year on Memorial Day, And the riots jumped off on May 29th when the solar flare popped off, the first one since October 2017.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, and it's been a roller coaster ride ever since. So people just really need to put this last year into perspective. Like, what has changed on this planet as a result of that sacrifice, of that blood being spilled? That people say that they never seen the blood spilled, but that's a whole nother story. But
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Uh, what are? Oh no, that's the wrong question. Oh well, let's ask that. Let me ask that question then. Ask Blue, what is significance of the blood moon on the
oh
26th?
yeah, again, the blood moon on the 26th. The way that I symbolically look at it is that the moon is what? The moon is the lunar body. It governs commerce and currents, right? All last week you seen what? Blood on the floor. You seen the market in red. So this lunar moon, and then the Israeli conflict pops off right before that. When I was doing
Yeah,
all of my blood
forgot
moon,
about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the tetrad blood moon breakdowns, I'll call them blood moonologues. I did my law 44 all through the blood moons. I was giving lectures, right, from 2014 up until when it ended. And we were showing how they were doing ritualistic sacrifices on all of the blood moons, specifically the small hats, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
said we utilized this time to attack the enemies of Israel on an esoteric level because they recognize and they identify all blood moons as periods of times when they have had definitive battles, which has allowed them to propagate their species forwards. If they lost those battles, their history would be different. All of that took place on the blood moons. And then they got with the evangelicals and somebody named Paul Hogan, who was an evangelical preacher. He wrote the book on blood moons. And the Zionists and the evangelicals explained how they utilized this time to do monumental rituals that cast shadows all the way into the future. So I'm looking at this blood moon as one of those energies that has come around since the tetrad blood moon rituals when they were uh, assassinating melanated men in particular under these blood moons and calling them police executions. In particular, Walter Scott got killed on 4/4, which was the third blood moon out of the tetrad. The first one was it was April 15th. That's when 44-year-old Mimi Force, her porno came out when she was swinging on the pole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
And then a
remember.
few days after that, that's when David the Stern, the dude from the NBA owner,
NBA. Yeah.
yeah, him and his jump off came out, and that shit was all about black male and female relationships back then,
Mm.
right? Where they was ritualizing under the blood moon. Look how you value your women. Y'all
Mm.
fixed on her box on this high spiritual holy day. You the same niggas who said that y'all is us though. Look how we honor in ritual and ceremony when these propitious times come around. Look what y'all niggas is into. But you
Mm.
supposed to be the chosen ones.
Mm.
So we could steal your birthright and name, but who's putting in the work at the end of the day?
Mm-hmm.
We always getting caught with our pants down when these celestial points come around, right? When our ancestors show up, we always doing buffoonery shit, goofing off.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first blood moon was the Mimi 4 situation. The second blood moon, which was October 8th, it was 10:08. That's when the melanated man had died in the Dallas hospital from Ebola. And they had just cured the 44-year-old nurse from Spain of it. They flew her in and they gave her the magic shot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But homie, he couldn't get the shot. You know what I'm saying? He died. He sacrificed under that particular moon. The third moon, which was April 4th, they killed Walter Scott, shot him in the back. They captured it on video. And
Mm-hmm.
the fourth one, I believe, it was Passover, and they celebrated. And I'm sure they did something. That was when the Pope at 4:04 he landed and went to the White House on September 28th. That's the fourth blood moon. That's when the Jesuit, what I'm saying, Pope came through and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Oh yeah, went to see the 44th president, of course. But yeah, these are high times, high ritual times, and when I'm looking at this blood moon and I'm seeing the correlations to the market in red. Yeah, you know.
Michael Griffin wants to know, Blue, is reality a drug?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a stimulus. You know what I'm saying? We believe that it's real based on the stimulus. And the only thing that is convincing us that it's real is the stimulus, right? The endorphins that are released, which we can say are drugs, are triggering the stimulus. The fact that we can feel, we think it's real. So that's that. The fact that we can feel, we think it's real, my nigga. Because can't nobody pinch you, shoot you, stab you, you know what I'm saying, or cut you, and you be like, oh, this shit ain't real. For real? Niggas, this blood is. You know what I'm saying? I had to get this motherfucking morphine because Jack, this shit hurt. You know, I had to get my oxys. Yeah, try telling somebody that's going through that they don't live in a reality. Good luck with that, homie.
Nee Oracle wants to know, do you know anything about oracles?
In regards to what? That's a very broad question. I know a
Yeah.
few. I know a little something about them.
Elaborate on that, Nee Oracle, if you hear me. You could elaborate on that for Blue so he could give direct his answer to exactly what you want to know. And I'll get back to that as soon as I see you respond to that, Nee Oracle. All right, sis. All right. What is your most recent favorite book?
Quantum marketing. Um, is my book over there, baby? See if I can show it to y'all. And just hold on.
No doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I see y'all in here. We got about probably got about 20 minutes left, y'all. Probably wrap this. Yeah, I'll wrap this up about 12:30, y'all. Thanks
This
for staying,
yeah.
sticking with us.
This is the newest book that I got. This came in the mail the other day. Wait, before I get into that, let me show you this one. Right. This is crazy. Crazy. Shout out to Pop Darby. Put me onto this. Quantum marketing coincides and goes right in hand what I've been talking about with quantum commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
White boys done put into black and white everything that we've been talking about. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just a synapses in the brain of the most high. That's all. You know me? Shout out to them. They just a synapses. Right? Quantum marketing. This joint I just got in the mail. Keys to Sacred Science. Geometry and Numerology in Islam. I seen this on one of, I believe, King Simon's live. Should have been probably, that's why I seen it. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into this next. Oh, you got the other joint from Robert Grant? Yeah.
You bought Philo Math or something? What's it
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Dope.
There's
Hustle
another
knowledge.
one. Yeah. This is dope. I want to get this from DTR 360. He got these. Feel me? And then I got this.
I gotta get that. I want to get that, Blue. I gotta get that one, Blue.
Shit, nigga.
That's a little bit of a complicated read for me, but I gotta. That's that dude's stuff is advanced, man.
Yeah.
That dude's stuff is
All the
advanced.
way in. I'm about to nerd out on y'all.
Yeah, that dude's stuff is advanced. Shout out to Robert Grant.
Shout out to Robert Grant. Shout out to Billy Carson.
Yeah, they just did their workshop. They just did their
I
workshop.
gotta follow up and see that. Shout out to all the high level observers and thinkers. Shout out to Keep It Line 44 again. We're doing amazing work. To keep y'all posted, family. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming.
Yeah, they want to know when the book is coming. You and Keep It Line. When is that coming? Oh, you told me, but okay, okay.
June 21st is the new date now. It's so paradigm shifting. It's so much bigger than us at this point. And I'm so thankful for all of my experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I absorbed failure. into a way in which it inspires me to become a better version of myself, right? So we fell on our face attempting to do the first ICO, and I couldn't be more happy. I'm so fucking gratified to learn from these experiences in the ways that I have, even to do it in public, to wear that as an example. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm so comfortable with that space at this place in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That,
So
that's dope. No, that's dope, brother. That's
yeah.
dope. Okay, so Imhotep, you being a troll. How you got? I don't know. Or you said I don't. What is Jesus? You
What you
trying to
said?
trying to fuck with us, man? What's up, man?
What you
Imhotep.
said?
When is Jesus coming back, man? Come
This
on.
summer, right?
This
This
summer.
summer. Yeah, wait on
This
it.
this summer he's coming back.
Huh.
Okay. Does Blue have any ritual recommendation for the blood moon? That's Tanya Harris. What's up, Tanya? Thanks for tuning in, Tanya. Tanya. Hope I said it right.
Yeah, on traditionally, and this blood moon is going to be observable as well. From what's being said, you're going to be able to observe the moon turning blood red. Um, you know, I used to go out during blood moons and make observations during these particular moons, and I would utilize blood moons for release rituals, right? The things that I wanted to leave out of my life, to bleed out of my life. You know what I'm saying? I would write names down and incidents, situations. I also remember December 21st. This was probably 2010. I think it was a blood moon, and I had did a releasing ceremony to women in particular in my life that I felt I needed to cut cords with and apologize to for things that I may have done that I haven't taken responsibility for. And that was very effective because the next day I got phone calls, from some of those women, and I was able to close doors, So that was an effective ceremonial ritual that I utilized during the blood moon that I saw direct results from. So I would say, yeah, make the connection or the correlation to the feminine principle, um, and do things that is indicative of that. But also with Gemini, do the shadow work with yourself, with your twin self. We're all twins, right? You got your light self, you got your shadow self. And then some of us are symbolical twins, such as me and Red, right? But we're all twins. We all have dualisms. We're all bipolar because we all got two poles, right? We are born into duality. So
Mhm.
yeah, like go deep and do some some self work, some shadow work. I got a fungus festival coming up this strong in this weekend. That people can go through the link in my bio to get tickets for. It's out here in Georgia on private land. You know what I'm saying? And the people are going to be able to get guided help with their plant medicine situations. You feel me? I strongly advise, people have been reaching out. Well, we found somewhere where we can do it under our own auspices and control that particular, setting as best we can to allow you to do what it is that you got to do to get the healing that you need. So you might want to tap into that. That'll be a wonderful way to still ritualize the residues of that particular blood moon that's going to come on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm glad we having this conversation. I almost forgot that the blood moon is this Wednesday. I want to do something with the queen for this blood moon. I think it's important. Personally in my life, that's something I want to do. So I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. Yo, Blue, I just had my 16th year anniversary with my
Hey.
queen, yo. Crazy, right? 16, man.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay. Congratulations to both of
yeah,
y'all, man.
yeah, we just made
That's
16 years, man.
that's an amazing thing, bro. And like I said, man, I can't say enough about us as a people. I can't say enough about my respect for who we are and what we've been through to get to where we're at. You know what I mean? I love putting things in perspective, though. You feel
Mm.
me? So when we talk about this, and shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins, he just got married.
Married, he got married, right,
Yeah,
right.
to his lady on over the quote unquote weekend as well. Strong, and I hate saying that word now. But when you think about the ability for melanated people to have uninterrupted relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when did that exist and start for us post 1850s? And we
Mm-hmm.
have done a very good job. You know, we have, of course, there's a hiccup in that process because there has been a very contracted program that has been set forth, and it's a, you know, and I'd be like, yo, if people use slavery and the epigenetics of slavery as an excuse why families have broken down, I'd be like, what happened to the people that came directly out of slavery though?
Mm-hmm.
Why were they able to successfully do it to a
Okay.
degree where they was together for 80-year relationships and they had 10, 12, 13 children and they were
Mm.
successfully raising them and they didn't have to go to the man for no assistance because we were agrarian, we had access to land, and the man who produces has access to production. So his woman is comfortable with giving him progeny and offspring because he's producing like a man's supposed to. He's
Mm.
feeding those children. He's planning their food. You know what I mean? He's making profit from his produce. He's doing things that is necessary and indicative to build family. You know, from a state and a place where it was broken down they just removed from slavery. He's seen all of them heinous things happen to that young lady that she was forced to do, and he still found a place to love her.
Mm.
And shorty creep on you niggas one time, and you motherfucker want to cancel the whole species out. You know what I'm saying? And just and for the women, you know, he break your heart one time, and you want to go munch on cat. You want to switch your whole sexual orientation up because the nigga did you wrong. You
Mm.
feel me? And the pain from the hurt from, you know, whatever was inflicted to your heart, you can't heal from it. So you're gonna go put it in the hands of somebody else so you say it's more affectionate. Then yes, we have fallen very fucking far.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? When that's all it takes to push us, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Out of the parameters of being able to propagate, right? You're not gonna propagate no species. You ain't gonna give birth, right? You're not gonna fulfill your mandate by doing that. We are emotionally off because we are chemically imbalanced. So as uncomfortable as what it is that we see, we get so uncomfortable. We need to declare war on the causation and stop being so transfixed on the effects of things that you
Mm.
can't change.
That's
You feel
facts,
me?
Blue. That's facts. That's facts.
And these people have been victimized and you know and they making the best out of that situation. We have to figure out a way where we can create a conversation at least with them to be like, yo, you've been victimized already. You don't need to continue to be victimized by being utilized in this propaganda campaign that is attempting to shift humanity into transhumanism by the medical establishment utilizing transsexualism as the prodding ground for them to fucking create you know, a cybergenetic being or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because these people are dependent on the medical establishment and the hormone boosters and the pills for them to continuously the whole form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without medical establishment telling them that, yo, there might be something wrong mentally, you know what I'm saying? And we really need to focus on that before
It's,
we're able
yeah.
to acquiesce to you making a decision under duress when you can't possibly be in your right mind.
Mm.
I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, and it was considered a mental disorder. So there's a case history that supports that, as opposed to what we're seeing right now that you have to know is being, again, propped up and propagated by people who are proponents of pedophilia, right? They're playing for their home team and putting on for their gang. The system has been infiltrated, y'all, right? And the fucking crazy people are running the asylum. Can you light up, please? Shit.
Damn, Blue, you ain't. Damn, Blue, like, man, I ain't got time to wait. Damn.
Nah, this shit is
Woo.
shit heavy, man.
Hey, man, but listen, man, I mean, it's heavy, but, you know, and I want to comment on this before we continue. I like small things you do, like use the word strong and instead of weak and I'm digging how you're changing your vocabulary and your lexicon, which is going to change your reality. You know, Dr.
Yeah,
Valentine used to call it language. He used to call it uh did he say the light code language lockdown? There was a word there was a way he phrased, but basically
right.
our language is what locks us down into such a limited mindset that we have.
The
I
power of
seen
the
a
tongue is life and death.
I
You know what I'm
seen
saying?
I seen a video with Kanye that made me think about that you
Hmm.
what you just said. Kanye was walking around with a dictionary, and he
Yeah.
said that did you see that video?
No.
He said that there's all type of pretend words in the dictionary that don't exist in other languages. He was like try. He was like, how can you try to do something? And he was just giving examples of certain words that we use that creates a lockdown in our
Right.
reality matrix. So it's language is very important, very, very, very important, family. So we got to create our own dictionary. I said it before. We have to create a whole new dictionary, a whole new way of speaking. And like the brother Blue, how he says
Yeah.
strong and instead of weekend. I'm with it,
Shout
brother.
out.
I'm with
Yeah.
it.
Sister named Vanessa, she put me onto that, and it made
Yeah.
all of the sense. And I like how it sounds coming off of my tongue and the sense that it makes, because we have to start our week, or we have to start the unit or the cycle of time that we call a quote unquote week. It can't be week. Those are terms that are for workers or people that are 9 to 5ers who they're utilizing, they're harvesting your energy. So yeah, they're sucking you dry, and then they're putting you on recovery over the quote unquote weekend when you drained out. Like, oh shit, I gotta recharge. It's like, no, I finished my 7-day unit strong, because that's when I go into my commerce, especially as an entrepreneur. We vend on week on strong ends, so we can finish strong, so we can start strong again. People are depressed about Mondays, and then they want to thank God that it's Friday. No, I want to thank God that I made it to Monday. I want to thank God for Monday. Same way I want to thank God for Sunday. I want to be thankful for every day and every moment in every way, right? So I can always open myself up to abundance. It's like, what? We ain't getting bread on moon days, on the day that's governed by the current. So you have an antagonistic relationship towards how currents move. And you wonder why. You dried up. Because you're not respecting the fluid motion of that current, of that water. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, do rivers flow upstream or downstream? You know what I'm saying? I want my water to go up. You know? So again, our appreciation and understanding of cycles, especially as this quote unquote conscious community who is supposed to next
Blue,
person. Okay.
we can't hear
Yeah.
you. You're breaking up, Blue.
Yeah, somebody just tried to call me.
Okay.
We have to be mindful, you know what I'm saying, and aware and conscientious, the quote unquote conscious community, right? Our ability to integrate these models of how life is lived, or what life means, or the meaning of life, right? You got to define life on your own terms. You do have to set the definitions on your own terms. That's how you take control. You have to be self-defining. I've created a lot of concepts in my lifetime, not necessarily words, but new definitions for those words, new concepts for those words. And that has given us a lot of power, because we're able to see things from a different angle based on, how we combine words and concepts. So it gives you freedom. I believe that English is very flexible, and hip hop shows us that. Shout out to all of the hip hoppers, even the mumble ones, because I was taking note. I traveled a lot in the month of May, right? I went around to a lot of different states, visit different hoods, and was exposed to a lot of different music um, because of the company that I kept. And like, even like hearing the mumble rappers, I'm hearing the mumble rappers, I'm hearing Afrobeat, and I'm hearing reggae, and I'm hearing a return to tonality, even if it's grunting. No, nigga, no, that though. Oh, like they got whole songs grunting, and that shit is a language to some people. You
Nah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
That shit is an identifiable language. It's like we don't get it, but because of their regional, you know what I'm saying, their dialect represents their regional locations. It represents, a language that's spoken amongst the people. You feel me? Even Kwame Brown is showing you that he got a lingo, he got a language, he has a
Mm-hmm.
resonance, and he has tonality. And
Mm-hmm.
that's indicative of his people and where he comes from. And it's showing you how much more solid that foundation is than this flimsy shit that he is blowing down now, like how the wolves did with the piggies in their houses.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? His resonance is different, right? His dialect is different. The way that he's able to flexibly use the English language, he's able to alchemically converse concepts, destroy them, and build new ones, and then laugh about it. Sabi used to destroy paradigms with a laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So these tones, these tonalities, you know what I mean? Like the babies are returning to their primal selves. They are returning to the tribal inclinations of who we are as a primal people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a merger of the tongues because I'm hearing some of the same sounds and tones come out of Afrobeat that I'm hearing come out of our communities, these southern communities where, you know, the children have butchered the English language.
Mm-hmm. Butchered. Butchered. Man, oh man, oh man. Man.
Yeah, one lady says it feels so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
Hit, 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 nigga, hit. Like they be having a whole, you know what I mean? And they got whole terms that they understand. They grunts and they tones and they terms. You feel me? And you either gotta get with it or get gone. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Facts, man.
I love the youngins,
Hey,
man. They
hey,
something
Blue.
else, man.
Shout out to
And
the
again,
youngins
they
out there.
working with the best that they was given. You feel me? We making a lot of judgments about people who are now working with the best that they're given. And we're saying that we all got here based on castigation, victimization, you know what I'm saying? And a foul program that was put in place by a particular person who's still on this planet who need a butt kicked.
Hmm. Hmm. I hear you, Blue. Listen, man, we about to wrap it up, Blue. I want to thank Blue Pill for coming on the show, Blue. Let the people know everything you got going on, when the book's coming out, all that good stuff, so they can support you, my brother.
Again, the book will be dropping June 21st. All right. It's going to be the first ever ETH book, not an e-book, but an ETH book. All right. Shout out to Kibalon. Um, and the details will be emerging about how the people can gain access to this investment, to this NFT. They will continuously appreciate with time. And this is the best time to turn your USD to NFT because the market is low, it's accessible, right? Are you able to see this as a blessing in disguise or do you see it as tragedy, right? When you see blood, do you see the ability to recreate, right? And you know, you build, you know what I'm saying? Life comes from blood. It regenerates, should I say. Or
Mm,
do you see blood as a loss of life,
mm,
right? Because nothing ever dies. All of this energy has to be converted into something. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a good time. You should convert it into NFTs. Grab some of them joints that you wasn't able to access before because the ETH was crazy. Digital real estate is still a thing. If the land is cheaper, that's what you probably should be focusing on right now. Getting you some land. So when this thing go up, because it's eventually gonna go up, you can't be boo-hooing about how you missed out because you got scared and you had to sit on the sidelines. Make sure that you take the class, get this information, because that's the most important thing, is to be armed with the information and education right now, right? So you can see this thing for what it is, and you can come up with your own genuine ideas and concepts that will be your IP that will feed your family from now until whenever. All
mm-hmm.
right. We got a fungus festival coming up this strong in here in Georgia. you want to DM me, you can go through my page on IG at Blue Pillar 44. The link is in my link tree, I believe. Um, shit, where's that bag at? Has some of them flyers in one of these boxes. You know which one? All right. We'll probably put it in the description once I grab the direct, Eventbrite link and everything to share with the family. We just celebrated the 2-year anniversary of Goldwater Products, right? Shout out to 19 Keys, yes. Shout out to the entire amazing staff and family over at Goldwater to make all of this possible. We got our new product out, Smart Moss Gold. It has the Ormus Gold in it, along with the Lion's Mane Mushroom, CBD, and sea moss. All right, got the brand favorite at Goldwater. All of it is available on goldwater.com. Uh, yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing. The 2 years feels like 4 years. I have there's just nothing conceivable that can just say it was just been 2 years. Oh, real quick, right? Like I said about the NFTs, like these are joints that I now own. I have the NFT versions, but I got the physicals. My joints are signed by the artists. You know, I got this next joint here, the Prophet, DMX. You see him?
Yeah, that's fire.
Ascension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got one of my all-time favorites, Crenshaw Marathon, the God. And I got the drip to this too. I got the clothing. You feel me? I got the clothing piece to that. So I own all three. I own clothing version, I own the NFT, the digital version, I own the physical. You know what I mean?
Dope.
All by investing in Black genius in our community. This artist, his name is Prince Eric Nichols. You know what I'm saying? And there's geniuses amongst us, and I'm all for advancing the arts and the sciences in our community, in our culture, in our world. That is the Renaissance. We are in the soaring 20s, the return of the Renaissance. So find you an artist you can support. Again, Manifest Destiny is available on all streaming platforms right now. Make sure that you have a physical copy in your possession. I have one. That's my collector. That is my NFT. You know what I mean? Because only but so many are gonna be pressed up of the physical copy. It will be a collectible in the future. You can leave that to your children, right? The gods are on wax. You probably can't see it right now. But put yourself in the future 100 years and see this thing for what it is. Recognize what you are surrounded by so you can appreciate the value of what's in your vicinity. You know what I'm talking about? This is epic shit. So
Indeed.
yeah, goldwater.com. Um Cosmic Dust. I got new drip, right? We about to do the auction on the
The
drip
Bitcoin,
removers.
the Bitcoin, the big
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
shit different. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
hits different. Shit hit different. So Cosmic Dust, COZMIKDUST.com. I got some dope AA Rashid pieces over there that we're about to put up. Crystal wands. I sold out a lot of them yesterday at the event. Altar Candy was an incredible. We had RBG, Pan African, Moor, Israelite, NOI, Christians, you name it, Street Conscious, Ratchet, Righteous. Everybody was in the building yesterday. You feel me? And all under the energy of unity. Everybody supporting one another, there to hear one another's words. You know what I'm saying? Nobody trolling, interrupting. It was a lot of wizards in the building feeling safe, secure, and protected. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, man. Mama Pill was in the building. It was beauty overload. You know what I mean? It was
Dope.
just it was
Dope.
incredible. So I want to talk to you about, bringing it to New York at some point. You know what I mean? It could be, in the fall, it could be in the winter, it could be whenever, but it definitely should be. You know what I mean? People have to feel this, and we are family. We are a family, y'all. And if nothing else, the importance of that is really going to register very soon when it's only a few of us left that are unwilling, you know what I'm saying, to compromise ourselves to get along, go along.
To
Like
get
Kwame
along, go
say,
along. Yeah, he said to get along,
right?
go
To
along.
get
Yeah.
along, go along, gang. I don't want to be part of that. Right? And if I have a right to self-determination, I should be able to say that. I don't want to be part of the get along, go along gang. Right? What them niggas got going on over there, let them keep that. I don't want no parts of it. You feel me? And if we can utilize our voice as a barrier to create a voice barrier between us and that bullshit, then we can continuously reminding the universe that that's not what we want for ourselves. Right? Let's build a wall. Peace.
On that note, family, this is Brother Rich signing out. Thank you, Brother Bluefield, for coming on. Thank
Oh
you for
yeah, hold on.
everybody.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
other joint. Shout out to Funny Tummy. That's my other one of my other
yeah,
NFTs.
yeah.
My first digital joint. So yeah, man. You know, look forward to seeing y'all on June 6th. Let them know about that webinar real quick. How can they get tickets to that?
Yeah, the webinar you go to, let me put this on the screen real quick, family.
Oh yeah, okay.
Before
So
we
the
get out of
Wizards
here.
of Raw is gonna be in Atlantis. That same strong end that the class is taking place. I'm gonna be at Wizards of Raw, but I'll also be in attendance for this class. Right. So
Make sure June 6th, family, the workshop is going down. You hear Blue keep talking about NFTs. Well, the brother's going to teach you how to profit from the NFT marketplace and what it's all about. You're going to learn everything about the NFT marketplace. You're going to learn about the metaverse, self-baking, the crypto ecosystem, Web 3.0, altcoins. Is way bigger than just being a trader in the cryptocurrency market. It's a whole wave that's eventually going to hit. It's eventually going to hit us, family. Don't be late. Don't be late to this wave that's going to hit, man. It's very important that you be a part of this in the early stages. It's very beneficial to you and your family. All right, family. June 6th, go to digitaleconomy.eventbrite.com.
yeah, and very soon we're gonna be sharing, the access right that our family could get their hands on some good Delta 8. We got Delta 44 though. Okay.
Indeed. And on that note, family, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.